There's a scene from one of my favorite movies called Pulp Fiction. It's about these two gangsters who and they're going to collect money from someone, right? In this scene. And there was this guy hiding in the closet while they were collecting money from this room. And they killed the other two guys. And they didn't know. So they were relaxed now because they're collecting everything and they're about to leave. And then the guy opens the closet and fires 6 shots right at them. And he misses every shot. And they turn around and they see the holes in the wall. And they look at him and then they end him. And in that scene, the two guys have like this big argument. One guy is claiming this can't be just luck or coincidence. This is divine intervention, to quote one character from that movie. And basically they split off mentally. They're not in the same way of thinking anymore, because that one guy is super convinced that this was divine intervention. We can't sense every dimension. As humans, we have like only a limited set of senses.
All right. Physical dimension.
I guess, yeah. And you could also argue, like, what happened to us today? You can't really explain it through logic, right? Like when I went to pick you up, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be God messing with us, but it could be also just random. That brings us to the first thing we talked about in the episode, which is the burden of the proof lies on the claimer. I'm not claiming anything.
Isn't there something cool and noble about being the person who takes
claims nothing?
No. But being the person who's willing to take the risk and not be afraid of having that burden of proof on him. Because that's the whole concept of a leap of faith. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, but what's the difference between that and being an idiot?
That's a fucking good question. I don't know. Do you have an answer to that?
No.
I've been going through a lot of his quotes yesterday, preparing for today. And he has some cool ones about being an idiot. So the fundamental cause of the trouble is that in the modern world, the stupid are cocksure while the intelligent are full of doubt. Which I think is good, to some degree, to have some level of doubt and to have some level of humility to the fact that you could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have to take a risk, you have to take a shot at something. So I'm not, just like how you're not fully convinced with the concept of divine intervention, I'm not really fully convinced by the fact that everyone who's intelligent must be full of doubt, or is full of doubt to some degree. Because he has some other ones about politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not him. I was reading Napoleon Hill. I think Napoleon Hill. Napoleon, the guy, the short guy, in France, and the horse, and the wars, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he has some really interesting ones about, I stumbled across them yesterday, about if you want to be a politician, you can't get there, or if you want to be powerful, you can't get there unless you lie your way through. So those people, technically speaking, the politicians or the people in power or whatever, they're not stupid.
Lying to yourself would be stupid, but lying to people is not really stupid.
Right. It's strategic or something, you could claim.
It's strategic.
But it may be stupid in the long term.
Perhaps.
If you can't pull it off.
Perhaps. Especially if you have a bad memory, like mine. The sure way to make sure that you don't use your memory is to be honest the whole time. That I don't remember where I read this quote, but it's really a good quote. If you are honest the whole time, you don't have to remember anything.
I've come across that too. I also don't know from where.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Talking about beliefs, a cool quote from Bertrand Russell is, "I would never die for my beliefs because I might be wrong." So it correlates with what he just said about. So he's saying he's intelligent by saying that in a way, because he said earlier the quote, that, a smart person always is doubting himself, while a stupid person is always cocksure. Yeah. So he's indirectly saying he's smart here, kind of dirty.
It's not necessarily true that the more intelligent you become, the more doubtful you become. And it's not true that the more cocksure you are, the more stupid you are. Maybe the converse is true of both things, but I mean, these things per se are not necessarily true.